Hey CFS students, I'm excited to introduce WeVideo to you. This is a powerful tool that you can use to create and edit videos. You could use this for class projects or just for fun, and I'm glad to give you this option. And so let's dive right in. So WeVideo.com is the website that you want to go to, and right when you get to the home page, you're going to see all of this stuff. Most of it you're going to ignore. You want the button at the top right-hand corner. Log in right up here. Next, you're going to put in a specific code. We have student accounts. Each of them have their own code with a number on it. And so you can use any of these number accounts. Just keep track of which number is yours so you don't get, first of all, don't lose your work, and so you don't accidentally get mixed up with somebody else's project. And so you could take any of these and copy and paste them. Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. These codes are both the username and the password at the same time. So you're going to paste it in both of those boxes. Now, right when you enter, WeVideo has 4 tabs. The first tab that it brings you to is Dashboard. Here you'll see all the latest videos that have been worked on by you or by someone else. So keep in mind these are shared accounts. You might see other people's work there. Next, we have Projects. Here you'll eventually see people's names. Students will create their own project. It's essentially like a folder that contains your videos. Media, these are things that have been uploaded. So it could be sound, it could be videos, it could be images, but other files from your computer that you've brought up into this bank. Finally, exports. When students start creating videos and publishing them, a viewable version will be found here. So this will be a big library of student-made videos that are made on this specific account. So let's get started. Actually, we're going to go to projects. And we're going to go ahead and create a new project right down here in the corner. We're going to call it example. Call it your name probably would be a good title for this project, so you know where to find your work later on. Don't worry about description. You don't have to put anything there. And you could skip through this next tab. There might be things that other people have uploaded. You could just skip ahead and go next. And then we're done. I'm going to press finish. I want to show you what this looks like. So again, here's my project, and I could have multiple videos inside of it. If I go back to projects, you'll see that my example project I created is there waiting for me. So that example could be, instead of example, you could put your name, and it's going to be your own project with your own videos inside of it. So I'm going to double click that to go back inside and start my first video edit. Right here, it's asking you for templates. You don't need any of these. These are kind of like starter packs. You could play around with them if you want, but really you could make a really great video just with a blank edit. So here we are in the video editor. We have all of our content here on the left. We have a preview window on the right, and on the bottom is a timeline. This is where you program all of your different items and events that are going to happen in your video. So let's start over here. I had gone through these tabs that WeVideo provides for you to navigate the entire program, but here on the editor, it has its own tabs right here just for editing. So we have stock footage. So you see Canyon by default is what it gave me, but I could type anything I want there and it'll give me lots of free clips that I can use. You could also filter your search, which we'll talk about later. Next tab, My Media. So anything that's been uploaded, so videos, pictures, sound, you could upload using this import button, this little cloud. You could also record. You could record screen, webcam, or both at the same time, which is what I'm doing right now. Or you could just record your voice using Narrate. Text. So here we have different kinds of text boxes and animations that you could put into your video. These are motion ones. We have static ones, which means they're just they stand still. There's no animation. We have fancy in-season ones. So St. Patrick's Day right around now. We have these little animated texts. By the way, you could change what that says. We'll talk about that later. And callouts, this is like arrows and things to point to different parts of your video. Let's keep moving along with these tabs on the editor. We have audio. This has some music, it has some sound effects, but really you're not going to need it because the very first tab, stock media, has so much more. I mean, literally thousands and thousands of videos and songs that are all free to use, whereas here audio only has just a little bit. So audio comes with the free version. We have the complete paid version. Transitions, this we'll go through later, basically lets you go from one video to another in a fancy way. And finally, backgrounds and overlays. So these are other like extra effects. You would typically use these maybe just a background with text on top of it. And I'll show you an example of that later. Actually, let's go ahead and start with this. So let's go ahead and start. Well, this one looks nice. This one looks kind of church-like. So this will be my background. And I'm going to add some text on top of it. I'm going to add just the basic text that goes on top. And notice I'm just dragging these items, and then I could click and change the length for how long it's on the screen. And so I could shrink it down just by dragging the edge. And I'm going to go ahead, and this is the playhead, this blue line. I'm going to go ahead and move it around so I could see different parts of my video, or I could play on the preview window. Now, instead of sample text, let's make it say something different. I'm going to double click on that and say all about cars. My generic example, I'm sure you'll have lots of really great, meaningful topics for your videos, but you notice I could change the size of my font. I could change what kind of fonts so we can make it look fancy. And once I'm done, save changes. All right, let's start adding some actual content. So go back to the star for stock media. Instead of Canyon, type in car, because that's just an example topic that I chose. And so here's a lot of great examples I'm going to put in. This one, and notice how long it is, 4 seconds to 19 seconds. So do the math. This is a 15 seconds of this one car. It's kind of long, so I'm going to shrink it down. By the way, when you want to cut something, here's the playhead right here, and on top of the playhead is the scissors. And so once you position the playhead at the correct location, you can press the scissors and it'll slice all the way down the entire timeline. And that's how you can make cuts. Otherwise, you can click on individual items and see this two-sided arrow. You can drag the edges. And it's nice that it snaps to grid. If you feel like it's snapping and you want to get it to a more precise location, you can use this bottom right bar to zoom in, zoom out, in, and zoom out. And then I'm going to add another car right there. And so now I have these two cars. Hey, remember the transitions I mentioned? Here's a chance to use them because I have two different clips. Should I do this one? Or should I do this one? Or the sliding one? I kind of like the puzzle. Let's just do the puzzle and drag it in between the two clips. And let's see what happens. So we're off to a great start here. I think you get the idea as far as how this works, but let's instead of video, let's see images. We have images of cars. We also have audio. And so here you have music, but if you don't want music, maybe you want car noises. So we could shut off music right here. Diesel cars starting with skids. Maybe we could do engine. That sounds futuristic. How about vroom? Do we anything for vroom? Now we're gonna have to stick with car. So here are the available to use. And if you're not satisfied with what they provide, you could always go to My Media and the cloud and import whichever audio files that you found. Just make sure you're practicing good internet safety whenever you're searching for these files. So let's hear what I have. Well, I kind of like that, but now we do need some music. So but as you can see, this vrooming sound is taking up the entire channel. I can add another track and another audio track. That's what we need. So now I have another one beneath there. So I could actually go back and add that music in. Let's go back and hear what we have. No, I like the first one better. I'm going to drag it down there, and I'm going to include it with my title. But notice how long the music is. That's way too long. I don't need that much. My video is only 15 seconds long, but I have like minutes worth of music. So I'm going to cut it. So I already showed you that you could shrink things down by dragging the edges. But for something this long, that's going to take forever and it's going to get messy. So instead, let's move the playhead back to the beginning and let's put it right where we want to cut, right there. And so I can cut straight down, or I can click on the actual item that I wish to cut and it outlines. Press the scissors. So now I have two sides to this recording, and I could take this side. I could either press the trash can, I could drag it in here, or I could simply press backspace and get rid of it. So there we have it. Here's my video. So I have a few clips that I've added, and you know what? I'm going to add one more. I want to add a car picture on top of that, so I could show you how to layer these things up. So let's see. This one looks good, a sports car. So let's add that to video 2. And you see that's cut off. So let's double click on the car. We're going to shrink that down. And this white background, I want to get rid of that. So first of all, I want it to go the other way. There we go. Let's go to the right. And here I have an idea. Let's go here to this tab, get rid of the white background. So there we have this car. It looks like it got rid of part of the car itself. So if I can mess around with these settings here, I think it took off too much. There we go. There we go. That's what and right there. That looks good. So there's my car, and I got rid of the white background, but I kept the car itself. Now let's animate. Let's make it zoom across the screen. Start position. By the way, before I do that, let's actually change the color of the car. This is fun to mess around with. A green car, and it's going to zoom across the screen. Watch this. Well, maybe a little smaller here. Right there. And we're going to put it off screen. Start position is there. End position right over there. And I'm not sure how precise I was, if it's like off center or not aligned properly, but we could give that a try and see what it looks like. So you saw how I got rid of the white background? You could actually do that. You know what? I think this car, you saw how I got rid of the white background. You could actually do that with a lot of different clips, especially if you type in green screen and then go in and delete the green and start layering things up on top of each other. As a matter of fact, I think I'll start doing that. I'm going to add another video track, and this car would look better in my intro. So let's see what that looks like. There we go. There we go. Now it's not randomly zooming across in the middle of the video. It's just part of my intro. But as I mentioned, if you type green screen, you have all of these options up here. Let's see, these are videos. And so we have this billboard, for example. Here, let's add the billboard on top. I don't need it to be this long. I can shrink that down. And there we have it. Now you notice the billboard is blocking the car underneath. We have billboard, and we have the car and a billboard. I can't see the car because the billboard video is blocking it. So we're going to do the same trick. We're going to double click and delete the green background. But now I need to change how zoomed in it is so we could actually see it inside of the billboard. So I'm going to double click on the car video and shrink that down. There we go. Save. So now I've successfully layered them up. And in that case, maybe the transition I had doesn't really make a lot of sense. I can actually get rid of the transition because you already saw how I did that. So I think it gives away, it ruins the effect, doesn't it? Let's check this out now. Let's see how it looks. There we go. So my short 15-second video, and if I wanted to, that music kind of ends abruptly. If I wanted to, I could actually stretch it out a bit and see this blue line right here. I could click on the blue line, adding white dots, and then move the dots around to change the volume of the music. And you can keep adding more dots. You can make it get quieter in the middle. There we go. So it gets quiet, it dips down, and then it fades away at the end. So let's hear. So hey, I hope you guys found this useful. And again, like I said, you can feel free to use this for projects if your teachers allow you or assign it. But I also encourage you to use this just for fun and see what you can create. You know, video production is a really awesome way to express your creativity using technology. And even in areas of ministry, I think it has a lot of use. So think about that. Think about how you can use this to reach more people even as you mess around and try to create different kinds of videos. Well, hope you guys enjoyed, and God bless you, and I'll see you soon.